Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivacharya Sutra Satya Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Channaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की नवदीप धाम की श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी की यमुना माई की श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhukla Srimati Veer Krishna Goswami Niti Namne Namo Sanika Shaya Prabhupada Priyate Shrudi Dashti Nishtapem Tasya Vakya Nivadine. Good morning and Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all our online viewers who are watching us from on Mayapur TV, Sydney channel, and those of us welcome who are watching us on ISKCON YouTube and Facebook Live. So this morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, texts 48 to 50. So text 48 will not have a purport and 49 also will not have a purport. So we will then skip to 50 after that. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirae Nasta Prayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So, Canto 4, Chapter 9, titled Dhruva Maharaj Returns Home, text 48. Uttamascha dhruvascha Anyonyam prema vihavalo Vivalo Anga Sangad Utpulakav Ashraugham muhur uhatuhu Uttamscha dhruvascho bhav Anyonyam prema vihvalo Angasangad upulakav Ashraugham muhur uhatuhu Uttamscha dhruvascho bhav Anyonyam prema vihvalo Angasangad utpulakav Ashraugham muhur uhatuhu. Uttamascha dhruvascho bhav Anyonyam prema vivalo Angasangad utpulaka Ashraugham muhur uhatuhu. Uttamascha Dhruvascha Anyonyam Prema Vivalo Angasangat Utpulaka Ashrogham Muhur Uhatu Uttamascha Dhruvascha Bhav Anyonyam Prema Vivalo Angasangat Utpulaka Ashrogham Uhatu Uttamascha Dhruvascha Bhav Anyonyam Prema Vivalo Angasangat Utpulaka Ashrogham Uhatu Uttamascha Dhruvascha Bhav Anyonyam Prema Vivalo Angasangat Utpalaka Ashrogham Uhatu Uttamascha Dhruvascha Bhav Anyonyam Prema Vivalo Angasangat Utpulaka Ashrogham Uhatu. Okay. Uttama Cha also Uttam. Dhruvaha Cha Dhruva also. Ubau both. Anyonyam one another. Prema Vivalo being overwhelmed with affection. Angasangat by embracing. Utpulako their hair stood up. Ashra of tears. Ogham torrents. Muhu again and again. Uhatuhu they exchanged. Okay, so the translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So the translation, the two brothers Uttam and Dhruva Maharaj also exchanged their tears. They were overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love and affection. When they embraced one another, the hair on their bodies stood up. So text 49. Sunitir Asya Janani Pranebhyopi Priyam Sutam Upaguhya Jahav Adim Tadanga Sparsha Nivrata. Text 59, the translation of 49, Suniti, the real mother of Dhruv Maharaj, embraced the tender body of her son, who was dearer to her than her own life, and thus forgot all material grief, for she was very pleased. Text 50. Paya Stanabhyam Shushrava Netrajay Sailahi Shivahi Tada Bhishikyach Chamanabhyam Vira Vira Suvo Muhu. Translation of this. My dear Vidur, Suniti was the mother of a great hero. Her tears, together with the milk flowing from her breasts, wet the whole body of Dhruva Maharaj. This was a great auspicious sign. So purport, when deities are installed, they are washed with milk, yogurt and water. And this ceremony is called Abhishek. In this verse, it has been especially mentioned that the tears which flowed down from the eyes of Suniti were all auspicious. This auspiciousness of the Abhisheka ceremony performed by his beloved mother was an indication that in very near future, Dhruv Maharaj would be installed on the throne of his father. The history of Dhruva Maharaj's leaving home was that his father refused to give him a place on his lap. And Dhruv Maharaj determined that unless he got the throne of his father, he would not come home. He's such a small boy. Now, this Abhisheka ceremony performed by his beloved mother was an indication that he would occupy the throne of Maharaj Uttanapada. It is also significant in this verse that Suniti, mother of Dhruv Maharaj, is described as Virasu, a mother who produced a great hero. Virasu, a mother who produced a great hero. There are many heroes in the world, but there is no comparison to Dhruv Maharaj, who was not only a heroic emperor of this planet, but also a great devotee. A devotee is also a great hero because he conquers the influence of Maya. So when Lord Chaitanya inquired from Ramananda, Raya, about the most famous person in this world, the latter replied that anyone who is known as a great devotee of the Lord is to be accepted as the most famous. So quickly, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is a very auspicious text. The reason is that here Dhruv Maharaj has received the fruit of his really tough austerities he had undergone, and for such a small boy too, he had vowed that he will not come home unless he received the right to sit on his father's lap, not just his lap, he wanted the whole throne. And the auspiciousness here is that his brother, the so-called stepbrother, who had occupied the lap, received him with great jubilation and embraced him. And then Suruchi over there, also his stepmother, received him with great love. And then Suniti, his birth mother, embraced him in such a way that her tears and the milk flowing from her breast gave him an abhishekam. He was wet all over. And Prabhupada here mentions that all this is an auspicious omen, auspicious sign. And that's the reason, if you wanted to know why we always bathe the deities with milk and water and all these things, so this purport will help us understand that the reason why we give abhishek is because it is all auspicious. And the auspiciousness of Suniti producing the milk and the milk and the tears was an auspicious omen that what was going to happen in future. And what was going to happen in future was that Dhruv Maharaj was going to get the throne. Not only that, he was awarded a planet. And so I thought, let me talk a little bit about auspicious signs. I have it here in my notes somewhere. I wrote it very, very quickly at work yesterday while I was supposed to be doing work. So the auspicious signs that we come across, first of all, were the tears and the milk. That the bathing is auspicious. And things like, I read even in the Krishna book, because Rukmini was waiting. You know who Rukmini is, right? She's wife of Lord Krishna. She was waiting for Krishna to come and rescue her from marrying, who was it? Shishupal, was it? Yes, right. So, by force. So she wrote a very nice letter to Krishna saying, please come and kidnap me. Usually ladies don't want to be kidnapped, but here she was asking, please kidnap me. And so basically it wasn't technically a kidnap because she was willing. Anyway, she was waiting for Krishna to come and rescue her so that she doesn't have to be forcefully married to someone she didn't want to marry. And so she went to the temple before the so-called marriage with her lady friends and lady servants. And it was goddess Durga Devi. She prayed her obeisances, came out, and still Krishna had not appeared. So she was in great anxiety that, time's going and where is he? I'm waiting. And just then, there were some auspicious signs. And what were the auspicious signs? The left side of her body started twitching, and the left side of her eyes, and it's in the Krishna book. So I'm not trying to make everybody superstitious here, but it is written in our Vedic books. There are certain auspicious signs. And so when in a lady's body, the left part, the left eyes and the left arm and the left muscles, if they start twitching, something auspicious will happen. So Rukmini was very pleased that suddenly those muscles on the left side of her body were twitching, because she said, something good is going to happen. Auspicious sign. That's an auspicious sign. And Krishna is nearby somewhere. And yes, he was. So he quickly came, grabbed her, took her away. Of course, there was a huge fight before he could take Rukmini away. But this is generally what happens when ladies of high stature get married. It happens even in these days. There's a lot of fight, because there are many gentlemen who are vying to acquire her as a wife. So there's a fight, she's mine, she's mine. It happens even up till this day. The best suitor wins then. So she belonged to Krishna, obviously, nobody else. She is a manifestation of Srimati Radharani. There are many manifestations of Srimati Radharani. Just like Krishna takes lots of manifestations, he becomes Ram. So then Radharani becomes Sita. When he becomes Dwarkadish, then Radharani becomes Rukmini. So just like Krishna plays his pastimes, Radharani also has her own pastimes, and she becomes all these gopis. So that's why there was a lot of questions, why did Krishna not marry Radharani? Why didn't she become his queen? Of course she became his queen in the form of Rukmini. So she has many forms, just like Krishna. So those are the auspicious signs we're talking about. Now let's get on to the inauspicious signs. And I have some things to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14. It is very applicable to this day and age. And that's why I thought I would read inauspicious signs. Because what day and age is going on right now? The age of iron. And who is the presiding deity of Kali? Kali Yuga. Kali. Yeah, Kali. So there are certain inauspicious signs going around right now. And it was noticed, first of all, by who? Yudhishthir Maharaj. What had happened? So I will give you a little bit of background on what had actually happened. Lord Krishna had concluded and finished all his activities on this planet, and it was time to leave. So can you imagine how everyone who was associated with Krishna suddenly have to go without him? He's just disappeared, gone. So he actually left this planet. And as soon as he left this planet, Arjuna was the first one to know out of the Pandavas. And but he was far away. So from I think it was somewhere near Mumbai to Delhi to Hastinapur. So the news didn't go to Hastinapur where Yudhishthir was. It was a long distance. According to one Maharaj, it was like something like between 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers far by the time Arjuna would come. And in those days, there was no WhatsApp to message. Lord Krishna has left. There were no social media, no means of communication, no telephones. I believe they were writing letters and things and sending. So just like Rukmini wrote a letter to Krishna to kidnap her. So, and then messengers would go to give messages. So none of this kind of communication we have at present was there at that time. And Arjun knew that Krishna had passed. But since we are talking about omens and signs, auspicious and inauspicious. So when someone like Lord Krishna leaves, obviously there'll be like inauspicious signs. And what did Yudhishthir Maharaj see? And the reason why, like I said, I want to read it is because it applies to us. We would have seen these signs right now. So there were some inauspicious omens. What did Yudhishthir see? He saw that the direction of eternal time had changed. This was very fearful. There were disruptions in seasonal regularities. Disruptions in seasonal regularities, the weather, like we are experiencing here. The people in general had become greedy. Yes, definitely. Angry and deceitful. He saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood. So these are some inauspicious signs according to our Vedic scriptures, because when we come across and we are told, oh, any type of livelihood is fine as long as you are, paying your bills. Some of those foul means are not good, inauspicious. Ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted with cheating. Even between friends and in familiar affairs, there was always misunderstanding, family affairs, between fathers, mothers, and sons, between well-wishers, between brothers. You probably would have noticed that somebody who's your friend today suddenly becomes your enemy tomorrow. Inauspicious. Yes, it happens. And there's always quarrel. So Yudhishthir Maharaj could see these things. And some further inauspiciousness is, he said to Bhimasena, Bhimsen is his younger brother, he said, I sent Arjun to Dwarka to meet his friends and to learn about the personality of Godhead Krishna. It's been 7 months and he hasn't returned. So it was a long time. Arjun didn't come. 7 months. And he's thinking, why didn't Arjun come? And Yudhishthir was actually told by Narad Muni that Krishna is about to wrap up his pastimes and go. He was told by Narad Muni, Yudhishthir. So he said, is it that Narad Muni was correct, that Krishna has left? So as soon as he wasn't told, by the way, that these inauspicious signs mean that Krishna has left, but he had a feeling. Yudhishthir Maharaj wasn't told that he had left, but he had a feeling that he had left. So it can apply to us too. When we see these inauspicious signs, according to our Vedas, like I said, Rukmini had a left side twitching, and that was auspicious. So as opposed to the left side, if the right side was twitching, like this morning I had a right eye twitching, I don't know whether it is inauspicious, but it's supposed to be right side. It is inauspicious, or whether I have an eye issue, I don't know. So we will say, like, we won't really go by Vedic standards, but definitely my right side is. So, and then there was a time, this is a lady's side. If it's a Prabhu, is a man, then it's the opposite, apparently. His right side is twitching, then it is auspicious. His left side is twitching, then it's inauspicious. This is written in our Vedas, and it's been spoken by Maharajas. It's not from me. And Indians believe in it. So, right side is lucky for a man, and right side is unlucky for a woman, and the other way around. So where was I? So this is coming back to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Nobody had actually told him, and he could feel that, Krishna must have left. Whatever Narad Muni has said is coming true. So he said, he's addressing Bhimasena here. Just see, O man with tiger's strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are foreboding danger. So the earth had gone funny, the weather had gone crazy, people were cheating, people were fighting. These were all inauspicious omens, and this is happening right now. This is happening right now. So in that time, then that period, it was imminent that Kali Yuga is coming, or it has already arrived. Those are the signs of Kali Yuga. So that should really, I don't mean to scare you. This class is not meant to scare people. But right now, Kali Yuga is out there in full force. You are right in the middle of it. Right now. It is Kali Yuga. If you look at the news, um, different countries are going through so many things. We will not mention any country in particular. I'm not sure whether it's politically correct, but you will see there's war going around in practically every country. So, this when Jai Vijay was born with Diti as well, you know, Jai Vijay is standing there guarding the doors of Krishna. You see their deities every day. They had been born as demons, and there were inauspicious signs even then. So when inauspicious signs like that happen, it means that there is someone who is demonic is born. And the more disturbances we have, it means the population of demons is increasing. So, what does that mean for us? I'm just going to mention a few more inauspicious things that Yudhishthir Maharaj saw that will trigger us. The she-jackal cries rising at the rising sun, vomits fire. The dogs bark at me fearlessly. The lower animals, like cows and things, they're passing on the left side. So apparently if somebody passes on the left side, it is inauspicious. That's why when we come and we offer downwards, we offer our right side to Prabhupada somehow. But apparently in here, cows are passing on my left side is inauspicious. It's written here. Horses appear to weep upon seeing me. Or there's one other thing that Yudhishthir Maharaj saw that was really important. Really, really important. He saw that the deities in the temple were crying. The deities in the temple were crying. And they wanted to leave. That's what he saw. And he also saw something else. He heard thunder, but without any clouds. There was no clouds, and there was no rain, but it was just thundering. And there were rivers and ponds and reservoirs. They were all disturbed. So when Krishna was here, what did those rivers do? They were overflowing. And you know, how many of you have actually broken mangoes from a tree? Anyone? I have been in near tree. We want mangoes, ripe mangoes from a tree. Yeah, we've done it. You throw stones, or you throw a branch, or you throw a stick, or you climb the tree. Fresh mangoes. We come from a country where there's mangoes there. But what did those mango trees do for Krishna? Fruit trees. They lowered their branches for him. He is a fruit, Krishna, take it. He didn't have to stretch. All those flowers bloomed automatically for Krishna. Auspicious signs. They were there. Rivers overflowed. Cows were happily, you know, it says, it is written that when the cows were there, the cows would wet the grounds with the grounds would be wet with their milk. Can you imagine? The grounds wet with cow's milk everywhere. Krishna was. Auspicious signs. So those were some of the things that was happening. And in Kali Yuga, that's what's happening with us. So what do we do? What's in it for us? I was going to read to you, but since we are nearing our time very fast, the best thing to do, I am going to read. It is part of the Bhagavad Gita. How does this apply to us? What should we do? I mean, what's in it for us? It is Bhagavad Gita 2.3, I think. 4.9. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. This is what we should do. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tadvataha tyakva deham punar janma naiti mam eti sorjna. What does this mean? This means one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance, so know about the appearance of Lord Krishna, his activities, does not upon leaving the body take birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. Oh Arjuna. So that's what we should aspire to do, is know about Krishna's form, his qualities, his nature, his pastimes. Once we know about all those things, so do a lot of reading, read about Krishna, think about Krishna. Whatever you do, you offer to Krishna. Whatever you are for Krishna. Everything you do, everything you offer. Understand his nature, understand Lord Krishna's form, understand his pastimes, personality. Those things, his qualities, you will at the time of death remember him. In fact, not even at the time of death, you will at the time of living remember him. Any kind of calamities that you face or happiness, even while you are still alive, you will think of Krishna, you will attain his abode. In other words, you will not be in Kali Yuga anymore, because this is not going to get any better. Sorry to say, we all know that Kali Yuga is going to get worse and worse, and all these inauspicious signs are there to tell us. Whenever you see bad weather, whenever you see all those things that we talked about, there's actually a funny story. While I was researching this, I had very little time to research this topic, but it is quite interesting. So some devotees went to another devotee's house. I think it was for in India. This is at the time of Srila Prabhupada. They might have gone there to collect some donations. I'll have to check on that. But he was a rich man. That's the whole point. So they knocked on his door, and he opened the door, and he saw 3 devotees outside, quickly closed the door, and without saying a word, went back inside. And they came up. Then they were puzzled. This rich man saw us. 3 of us were standing outside. Why did he close the door? Any ideas? Anybody? No? You won't know. I didn't know why. Apparently, if 3 people open your door, it is inauspicious. 3 people knock on your door. Yeah, apparently. It is written there. 3 people knock on your door, it's inauspicious. So that rich man didn't open the door. So these 3 devotees went, had a conversation, and after some time only one of them went. Knocked on the door, he opened the door, got them in, and gave them whatever they were after. So there are things like that. In any case, for devotees like us, we have to concentrate and focus on Krishna and try to negate or at least escape these inauspicious times we're living in Kali Yuga and have bad things happen to us. We just chant Hare Krishna, we become devotees, we listen to Lord Krishna's pastimes. I mean, out of this whole class, for me, the best part, the highlight of this class was when Rukmini wrote a letter and asked Lord Krishna to kidnap her. Those are Lord Krishna's pastimes. It's most interesting out of the whole lot. I didn't like the part about Lord Krishna leaving. So, we have to get the best out of it. And that's why you are devotees. You are, we can imagine Kali Yuga like a storm, but you are in a boat, and that boat is on waters which are calm and peaceful and going to the right destination. Other than that, there's a whole Kali Yuga walking around us, which is not a really nice way to start our day. But the silver lining in our clouds is that Krishna is there, and he has given us the way. He's showing us the way. Okay, so are there any comments or any questions? Yes, Prabhu. What should we do? That's a good question. What should we do if we have some inauspicious signs? Try to understand the situation and see and expect, what's going to happen. If like for example, Yudhishthir here, he knew that Narad Muni had prophesied that Krishna is about to leave. If you have any idea. But most of the times we don't. So what do we do instead? Now, there are many ways of dealing with it. How did Prabhupada deal with this? Srila Prabhupada actually consulted an astrologer because he was on a larger scale, higher scale. Because his mission was to spread the Krishna consciousness, and he was building temples, and his health was, very delicate. So he always, he had an astrologer who used to tell him that, your stars aligned here, this is auspicious for that. So he acted accordingly. Now that probably won't apply to us because we are not on such a high level. But if there is something serious, you can consult an astrologer. to see what's happening, your stars. We devotees have done that, but the idea is to choose one who knows what they're talking about, which is kind of difficult because I don't know anybody who is like a 100% astrologer actually, but we do have some devotees around who might be able to. So that's one way. But the best way, obviously, is to chant, right? And that has the power to negate everything. And it has the power to change what's happening. When we chant the Hare Krishna, our stars, even when we clap, it is goes in array, and whatever was aligned to happen according to astrology, it might not happen because they are not aligned like they were before. So Krishna has the power to change it. So chanting is one. Then they are like, I consulted one of our Swamis, Bhanu Swami. He does astrology, I believe, but I didn't do it for any specific reason. Just went there, and he was talking to some. I attended it actually, so not me directly, with a friend. So he advised that we chant, obviously, but we can even listen to Vishnu Shtahashranam, or there are 1008 names of Lord Vishnu. It depends on your situation. But the best one that all devotees do, they chant the Narsimha Kavacha. They chant the Narsimha Kavach. So you will meet many devotees who know the Narsimha Kavach by heart. That's protection. And if it is very dangerous, then they do Narsimha Yagna. And Narsimha Yagna, potentially he prays to Lord Narsimha Dev to protect. So it depends on the degree of inauspicious. But basically on a daily life, on a practical level, if you go out there, we are doing it already. We are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and we are spreading the Krishna consciousness all over the, for every town, every village, because there is inauspiciousness for everyone right now on this planet because it's Kali Yuga. So we give them the protection and the kavach of the holy names, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is on a practical level that we chant all the time. For devotees, like I said, there are many ways you can protect yourself. We wear Tulsi beads, and Tulsi Maharani protects us. So never ever take this off. It has the power to protect you even from Yamaraj. Maybe you have made a mistake, intentionally or unintentionally, that where you will go, the Yamaduts come and get you. So if they see the Tulsi Mala on you, you will not go there. The Vishnu Duts will come and get you. So Tulsi is very important in our daily lives. Even Krishna is not going to accept any offering without Tulsi Maharani. So many of us overlook this, We overlook Tulsi Maharani, the importance of her. But she is very important in the daily life, protection of devotees. Hope that answers the question. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Yes. 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 Right. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Is the actual hero. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes. Yes. Mm. Exactly. Yes. Correct. automatically are. Mm. Correct. Yes, is a true hero. Yes. Hare Krishna. So, for the benefit of those who are listening online, Prabhuji's comment was that about heroes, because here Suniti is referred to as Virasu, mother of a hero. So, Prabhupada has rightly commented that the best hero is one who is connected to Lord Krishna, who is a great devotee. And at all times, Srila Prabhupada is given glorified all the time. And that is really one of our traits as well. We actually have, and I can actually give you a reference. It's Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4.2525. The story is about Puranjana, and in the purport, it is written here that there are two kinds of heroes. Did you know? One is a material hero, and one is a spiritual hero. And it is up to us to choose which one you want to be. The material heroes, it's written in the purport, in the material world could be a great leader, politician, businessman, industrialist. These heroic activities contribute to material advancement of civilization. But one who has become a hero, spiritual hero, is one who is become the master of the senses, a Goswami. It's in the purport 4.2525 if you want to read more about it. And material activities are false heroic activities. They're false. Whereas restraining the senses from material engagement is great heroism. A true hero is one who masters the senses. However, great a hero may be in the material world, he can be immediately conquered by lumps of the flesh and blood, known as women. So it's not really a true hero, material. But one who has mastered the senses, is in the spiritual line, is a true hero. Because we have seen many devotees. Haridas Thakur was being tempted by an unchaste woman. But he never did. He in fact conquered his senses. He was not conquered by this lady. And he in fact initiated her and taught her to be a devotee. So a true hero is one who is a devotee, master of the senses. If you'd like to read more, it is 4.2525. Are there any other questions? Comments? Thank you very much for listening. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam Puran ki Jai.